Hey, everybody. Okay, we're back. We are back. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, just a minute, you guys. Okay. I'll put the volume up as far as I can. This is the only. Thank you, Kate Bell. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. So thank
When
you.
you look at these
Whoops.
mitigating factors, and it looks like they have submitted 11 mitigating factors, I submit to you that lots of people have childhoods like the defendant had, but you heard from her own grandmother that her grandmother and grandfather were stability for her. And I submit to you that just because you have the childhood that you have, and of course we all, you included, have different life experiences, that does not make an excuse for what she did to Evelyn. The defense is telling you that Megan Boswell deserves life with the possibility of parole, which is essentially roughly 51 years in this state, which would mean that Megan Boswell could get out in her late 60s, I believe. I submit to you that Megan Boswell she doesn't deserve that chance. Does Evelyn get the chance when she's 69 years old to start her life again? She doesn't. Neither does Megan. We are going to ask that you continue to hold her accountable. The state has proven the aggravating factor that Evelyn was under the age of 12 years old and that the defendant was over the age of 18. We have proven that. And that is all the state has to prove. And if you believe that the state has proven that beyond a reasonable doubt, we're going to ask that you return a verdict of life without the possibility of parole.
Thank you, General. Mr. Horn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know the last few days have been emotional for you. It's been emotional for everyone. That emotion really began 5 years ago. Not just for this case, but for our community. And it has had some dividing and rippling effects. You've been sequestered, you haven't seen those things, but we have. We've seen how divided this community is over this case. Perhaps that could last and go on for a long time. You spoke very loud today when you found Megan Boswell guilty. And I think it's time that we end all of this on the right note. You have a chance to do that. I don't, state doesn't, judge doesn't, you do. You can put the defining moment, the period of what people will remember about this case, and perhaps you as jurors, because you did find her guilty. And now you have a chance to do and show the one thing that's been missing for the last 5 years. That's grace and love. We have all, everybody in this room has failed in some way in their life. It may not have resulted in a criminal charge. It may not have resulted in going to prison. But we've done something. We've wanted compassion. We wanted grace. We wanted love. That's how you can end this. And that's how we can start to move on as a community. And you can show her what love looks like. Because you've heard how fractured and dysfunctional her family is. Mr. Scott told you in the trial, he didn't go through a lot of things in her life. I didn't either. But I knew my mom and dad loved me. They loved me to the end. My family now loves me to the end. I don't think she's seen what that looks like in her life. You're going to get a chance. Go back there and show her. You can tell her that she's redeemable. You can end it with grace and love. General Boswell told you about those mitigating factors. You'll get them in your jury instructions. Spare her life and give her life without parole. If there's anything good can come from this, is that we can all move forward, knowing that you got your verdict that you wanted, and you ended it with the emotion of love and compassion. That's what will be remembered. I hope that's what you did. Don't be remembered for just compounding the tragedy and the tragedy and the tragedy. So easy to do that. The lasting impression that you give Evelyn, that you give Megan, that you give this community, is that love and grace can still be found through all of this. And we ask you to give her life. And let her have a chance to come out one day. That's justice as well. Justice for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. General.
Thank you, Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, your job at this point is to determine whether or not the state has proven the aggravating factor that we alleged. And as General Massengill told you, that was simply related to the age of the child as well as the age of Ms. Boswell. And clearly through her birth certificate, we have proven that aggravating factor. So then your job will be to weigh the mitigating factors that the defense has put on for you against that aggravating factor, which we have met our burden of proving. Mr. Horns asked you to end this case on the right note. And they would agree. You should end this case on the right note. And you should show Megan Boswell the same compassion and grace that she showed Evelyn. Evelyn wasn't shown any compassion. She wasn't shown any grace. You know, the one person that Evelyn should have been able to rely on to protect her, keep her safe, abandoned her, discarded her. She doesn't deserve your passion, your grace. State asks that you weigh the aggravating factor that we've proven in this case, the fact that Evelyn Boswell, at the time she was dumped in a trash can, wasn't even 13 months old, never had a chance. We ask that you return a verdict we've requested of life without parole.
Thank you, General. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got another set of instructions I've got to read to you. In the criminal court for Sullivan County, Tennessee at Blumville, State of Tennessee versus Megan Boswell, defendant. Case S72869. Jury instructions. Fixing punishment of life imprisonment or life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Members of the jury, you have now found the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of first-degree murder in the perpetration of first-degree murder as charged in the first count, and first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony as charged in the second and third counts of presentment number S72869. It is now your duty to determine, within the limits prescribed by law, the penalty which shall be imposed as punishment for these offenses. Tennessee law provides that a person convicted of first-degree murder and first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony shall be punished by imprisonment for life without possibility of parole or by imprisonment for life. A defendant who receives a sentence of imprisonment for life shall not be eligible for release until the defendant has served at least 51 full calendar years of such sentence. A defendant who receives a sentence of imprisonment for life without parole shall never be eligible for release. In arriving at this determination, you are authorized to weigh and consider any of the statutory aggravating circumstances proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and any mitigating circumstances which may have been risen by the evidence throughout the entire course of this trial, including the guilt finding phase or sentencing phase or both. The jury is the sole judge of the facts and of the law as it applies to the facts in this case. In arriving at your verdict, you are to consider the law in connection with the facts, that the court is the proper source from which you are to get the law. In other words, you are the judges of the law as well as the facts under the direction of the court. The burden of proof is upon the state to prove any statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt is that doubt created by an investigation of all the proof in the case and an inability after such investigation to let the mind rest easily as to the certainty of your verdict. Absolute certainty is not demanded by law, but moral certainty is required, and this certainty is required as to every element of proof necessary to constitute the verdict. The law makes you, the jury, the sole and exclusive judges of the credibility of the witnesses and the weight to be given to the evidence. The defendant has not taken the stand to testify as a witness during the sentencing hearing, but you shall place no significance on this fact. The burden is on the state to prove any aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. She is not required to take the stand in her own behalf, and her election not to do so cannot be considered for any purpose against her, nor can any inference be drawn from such fact. Statutory aggravating circumstances. Tennessee law provides that no sentence of imprisonment for life without possibility of parole shall be imposed by a jury, but upon a unanimous finding that the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of one or more of the statutory aggravating circumstances, which shall be limited to the following. 1, the murder was committed against a person less than 12 years of age, and the defendant was 18 years of age or older. TCA 39-13-204I1. Members of the jury, the court has read to you the aggravating circumstance which the law requires you to consider if you find proved beyond a reasonable doubt. You shall not consider any other facts or circumstances as an aggravating circumstance in deciding whether imprisonment for life without possibility of parole
Oh my God, I'm gonna pull my hair out. That video is no longer available. So why are we not getting the feed? They've put it to private. Here we go. I got another one.
the defendant does not have the burden of proving a mitigating circumstance.
I got
There is no
another one.
requirement of jury unanimity as to any particular mitigating circumstance, or that you agree on the same mitigating circumstance.
I'm probably gonna get like
Verdict: life imprisonment or life imprisonment without possibility of parole.
copyrighted on this.
If you do not unanimously determine that a statutory aggravating circumstance has been proved by the state beyond a reasonable doubt, the sentence shall be life imprisonment. You will write your verdict upon the enclosed form attached hereto and made part of this charge. The verdict shall be as follows. We, the jury, unanimously find that the punishment shall be life imprisonment. If you unanimously determine that a statutory aggravating circumstance has been proved by the state beyond a reasonable doubt, you shall, in your considered discretion, sentence the defendant either to imprisonment for life without possibility of parole or to imprisonment for life. In choosing between the sentences of imprisonment for life without possibility of parole and imprisonment for life, you shall weigh and consider the statutory aggravating circumstances or circumstance proved by the state beyond a reasonable doubt and any mitigating circumstance or circumstances. In your verdict, you shall reduce to writing the statutory aggravating circumstance so found, and you shall return your verdict upon the enclosed form attached hereto and made part of this charge. The verdict should be as follows. We, the jury, unanimously find that the state has proven the following listed statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. Here lists the statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances found. You shall then indicate on the enclosed verdict form either we, the jury, unanimously agree that the defendant shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life without possibility of parole, or we, the jury, unanimously agree that the defendant shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. The verdict must be unanimous and signed by each juror. I've got verdict forms for you. Okay. I have verdict forms for you, and I will read those. Verdict form count 1, punishment of imprisonment for life. We, the jury, unanimously determine that no statutory aggravating circumstance has been proven by the state beyond a reasonable doubt. We, the jury, therefore find that the sentence shall be imprisonment for life. Signature line, jury foreperson, signature line for each juror to sign. A date with a line. Verdict form count 1 continued. Punishment of imprisonment for life without the possibility of parole or imprisonment for life. We, the jury, unanimously find the state has proven the following statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. Check the box of any statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances you find beyond a reasonable doubt. Checkbox. The murder was committed against a person less than 12 years of age, and the defendant was 18 years of age or older. Below, check one box only. Checkbox. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the defendant shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life without possibility of parole. Or checkbox. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the defendant shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. Signature line, jury foreperson, signature line for each juror. Date, signature, blank. And the same exact form verbatim for counts 2 and count 3. Take the case, consider all the evidence fairly and impartially. Complete one of the 2 forms for each count. And report your verdict to the court. All right. Go with the officers.
Everyone stand, please.
Okay, so now they're playing it safe. They're cutting that camera. So they don't get nothing on video. They don't get none of the juries.
Maybe
'Cause
see
they're
it.
cutting that
Jury's out at 12:09 p.m. to consider sentencing. This court will be in recess, waiting the verdict of the jury.
Court stands in recess.
Okay, so they are going to now wait for the verdict to come in. I don't know if this station here, I gotta save the station. Hang on a sec. I got a couple of them here that are on standby in case we lose it again. Hey Herman, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Yep, I get it. Life happens, but it's so good to see you guys all in here. I'm scouring around you guys. I'm going to have a couple of feeds ready to go in case we get thrown out again. But give me a second. Let me change. Let me change what we're doing now, just so everybody knows. I gotta edit this. Now waiting for sentencing verdict. Okay. Let me put this up on screen. Okay, let me just do this stuff in the background, you guys. Like, I'm like all over the place. It's like I forgot what I was just doing. Let me do this. Okay. Okay, let me just do that. I'm going to have this on just a bit so I can hear it. So if you hear music, don't worry. Ignore me, what I'm doing right now. But yes, Herman and Rose and all you guys in here, so nice to see yous. I've got 3 different feeds up right now in the background, waiting. Waiting. Give me a second. Let me change this. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. Hang on a sec, you guys. I'm ready to pull. And I'm not even good with Restream yet to begin with because it's all new to me. Okay, let me see if that's good. Let me check over here. I gotta go back. I gotta go out of here. I gotta go to my studio. I gotta check everything because it's like in all different places here now. Uh, okay, save. Settings. Hang on a sec. You could please bear with me, you guys. This was like we lost the feed, so I had to get another one up, and now I got to get this all set up and things redone. I got to make sure all my. I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike. Hang on. Okay, do I gotta change this up here? Okay, just save it, Willow. Never mind. Okay, now I gotta get out of here. Get back to here. You guys, I'm losing my mind here. Had a lot going on. Yes, I get it. I get it. Yes, we can all relate. I've had tons going on myself, so I'm glad you're hanging in there. Please don't mention any other channels in chat. Um, So the cameraman apparently is going to be sentenced in 10 days. Okay, let me just get my studio back up here. I hope my computer doesn't crash with all these windows open. It's going to be a test, that's for sure. Okay, I think I'm caught up here. Okay, Country Girl Life, you were asked not to post other news stations in here and stuff like that. Please don't do that. We don't do that here. I'm just going through chat now, so if it's already been dealt with, I'm sorry. Ear Center said, did the prosecution not have any sentencing testimony? We all missed it, Ear Center, because we got booted out. They put the video feed private for some reason. And then I had to run around the internet and everywhere and try and find another feed, which I did end up getting, but we had missed part of it. I don't think they put anybody up. I hope I'm okay, but these news channels do strike. So I'll see within the next 12 hours if I get struck. Like I said, I think while we were trying to find another feed, because we had one of the, I think it was Court TV feed, and the cameraman showed the jury, so the judge had the cameraman arrested. The cameraman is going to be dealt with, I hear, within 10 days. But the judge had already warned them that they would be in cuffs if they broke any of the rules, and they showed the jury. So they cut the feeds, and now it's just back with a feed that is not a very good view. And then that feed was put private, so it locked us all out. So I had to run around and search for other feeds. So now I've got 2 on standby here. The other one went off air. So I've got 2 on standby. So we will get it when this starts again. From one of these channels. I've got the volume up on both, so we'll hear it from one of them or the other. The jury right now is... Oh, you're welcome. Thank you all for being here and watching. Okay, let me put this one up for now. And if the other one starts, then we'll go to it. So the jury right now is deciding on her sentence. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds, you guys. I got to check this snow situation outside, because I think I'm going to have to call my son and see if he can't come over. Just give me 2 seconds. I've already shoveled like 1.5 feet this morning. I can't do it again. My back is killing, and we've got probably close to another foot out there already. So hang on a sec. there's a good amount out there again, guys. It's like, okay, so I'm going to go and shovel off my stairs. I've got this up, so if it does come back while I'm outside, you guys will be able to hear it. Feel free to keep chatting in the chat, but I got to go out and at least clear my stairs off or I won't get my mail today. And I'll be right back in. I'm going to give my son a call to come and do the sidewalk and stuff. So give me a few minutes, you guys, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I didn't have to do much of it at all. Des is the best read. Sorry, sis, but you know they get you. Hers have been really messed up lately. A lot of things going on in her neck of the woods. My son showed up, so hopefully he cleans off my car and stuff for me too, so I can get to. I'm meaning to, but with the kiddo being in so many things, it's hard. Yeah. Like I've always said, you guys, family first, right? Okay, so let me snoop around here. Let me snoop around and see what's being said in other places. Uh, okay, let's search. If you can hear the music in the background, you guys, that's because I want to know when this starts, because I've got another channel up on my other screen, plus the one you're seeing here. Let me see. Law and Crime put out a tweet saying the cameras have been pulled from courtroom per judge's orders. Thank you for watching. Let me just see here. Uh, Oops. Oh, the memes are already starting to come out. Let's see what this channel's saying. It's super cold here too, Rose, and we're in the middle of a huge snowstorm, so uh, yeah, I'm not seeing anything else, so okay. So I'm gonna go back over here. Oh, you guys can hear me. Okay, I thought I muted. But anyway, 33 in the middle of Tennessee. No snow now or expected. Must be nice. It's up to -3, but it is still snowing like a biatch out there. And it's supposed to snow like this until sometime this evening. So it'll give our road crews and everybody time to clean this up just in time for another huge storm to come through on Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully that doesn't interfere with our mini reads on Sunday, 1 p.m. right here. If you want a mini read, come and get your very own right here. Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I've been searching around. I don't see anything anywhere yet. I don't suppose that this is going to take very long. For them to decide what they want to give her. They're probably going to wait until after lunch. They probably got their verdict and they're waiting till after lunch. But I'm still scouring just to see if there's anything. Anything else that's come out. What's this? Let's get out of here. Everybody's waiting. I don't think they'll come back much before 1:15 because they're probably having their lunch right now too. Okay. Yeah, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think it's because they're taking so long. I think that they are having their lunch. It's going to be their last free lunch because they've been sequestered. They've been sequestered since the beginning of this, right? So, um, -3, Shy says it's swimming weather. um, they've been sequestered, so they've been getting all their meals and everything cooked for them. They don't have to clean. They don't have to do laundry. They don't have to do nothing. So today is going to be their last free lunch. That's for sure. Yeah, they're definitely having lunch first. So I'm assuming that they're going to be back at about 1:15. I hope the judge doesn't do the same thing again. It's like, oh, I'm going to have the jury read it off audio and then I will read it to everybody. It's like nothing like wanting to take the show, right? Okay, I'm going to make something quick to eat, you guys. I've got everything on. I've got 2 channels running. So wherever it starts first, that's where we're going to go to. So I will hear it when it starts. So give me a bit there. I'm going to make some lunch and get something into me just in case the power does go out, whatever. I don't think it's going to, but we're supposed to get freezing rain after this too. So who knows? Um, yeah. So let me go make something to eat quick. I'll be right back. I just sat down to eat, you guys, so I've got myself on mute so you guys don't hear me crunching away. But thank you, Mary Ann, so much. That is so kind of you, and I appreciate you. Kate Bell, yes, thank you. Kay Mitch, thank you. I try my best, and that's why I try to stick with, unless it's verified, I don't want it on my channel because I don't want to get wrapped up in all the drama and all that other stuff that goes on. So I'm going to munch down on this, you guys, and wait for this to come back. All right. Get all my crumbs off me and off my my keyboard. I'm shaking it out. I just made myself some toast with peanut butter. Peanut butter is supposed to be really good for you, so I figured it was quick and easy. But now I got toast crumbs all down my shirt and all over my keyboard and all over my desk. And oh well, it is what it is. It's crummy, like the weather. It's crummy. So yeah, I don't think that they're going to take much time to decide on which sentence they want. It took them 3.5 hours to find her guilty on all charges, so that should tell you something, right? So again, the music in the background you're hearing is another channel I have, another outlet that I have. I should say, not say channel, but a news source that I've got up. I've got 3 of them up now, so hopefully my computer doesn't crash. I got a brand new computer, and it seems to be handling all this great. Whereas if you were around a couple weeks ago, you'd see that my computer kept freezing up and stuff, and it seems to be doing great. I got 3 YouTube pages open. I've got which are all like, there's a news channel, WB's, whatever. There's this one that you see on the screen. I've got another news channel. I've got Twitter up. I've got my YouTube studio up, and I've got my Restream up, and it's handling it great. So the only thing that's crummy right now is the weather and all the crumbs all over me and my desk. As long as it doesn't get on my diamond painting, I'm good. Marianne, you didn't see my diamond painting I'm doing. It's one of Jesus. It is gorgeous, though. And I'm almost done. It's been a long time coming. I think there was like 102,000 drills, like little diamonds, like on this one. It's huge. So I'm getting there. Does that snow finally stop? It didn't stop. It slowed down, but it didn't stop. I've got like 3 feet out on my back deck. You know those big, huge, round, black garbage cans? I've got one of those out on the back porch, and I put a recycle bag in it, and I use it for my recycling. It's up to the lid of that. That's how deep the snow is. So how tall are those cans? Comes up to almost my waist. But I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'1", 5'2". But we got probably about 2.5 to 3 feet since last night. Want to see it, Mary? I'll show you it. And then I'll put this back up. What's this one? Yeah. I can show you it real quick. See? Starts up here, way up there. Well, it's longer than the length of my arm, put it that way. And I've got whoops, I got to roll this up so I can bring this. And it goes all the way down to here. So it's a pretty big one. It's one of the bigger ones that I've done. But he is turning out gorgeous. This is so easy to do, Marianne. Oh, I'll show you exactly what you do. I'll just take this off. I'll show you exactly what you do right here. So you get your diamonds. See, I got a light underneath mine too. So you get your tray of diamonds. You see what letter that is. That's letter A. So you take your thing with letter A in it. You pop that open. You take your trusty little pen. And it sticks onto the diamonds and picks them up. And then you just put them down in the square like that. See, I'll put another one. Just like that. In each square of all the A's. It's just like paint by number. I'm not doing A right now, so. But yeah, and that's what you do to the whole thing. And this thing is long. So I've still got quite a bit to do. Like, look at this is my hand. So each section is the size of my hand. Well, bigger than my hand. You can't see. Why can't you see? Why can't you see it? I don't know why you can't see it. Well, I'll show you right where I just put those two. I just put those two down right there. 1, 2. And each one of these is a square and it has a letter or a number in it. And you just find the letter or number over there and you stick it on there. What I tend to do, as you can see here, if I've got, like, say, a whole bunch of these in my area that I'm working on, like in this area, I'll do all of them before moving on to the next color. And then I'll do all of the next color. So I'm not constantly changing back and forth. Glasses don't fit. Yeah, but you know what? You can get a magnifying glass to put over top with a light. I got my 74-year-old mother doing them. Me too. I love it. I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to hang it up in my living room above my TV. I've done it. I'll show you the other one that I've done that I'm putting up here in my office. Hang on. Oh, shit. I'm going to put this one up in my office. But this is another. You think the one I just showed you is big? Here's another one I just did. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you it all. This, and it still goes down further. I can't show you it all. It keeps going. I just finished this one not long ago. That's a big one. And this one, this is just a small one. And this one, so those are just some of the ones that I've done recently. But this one I'm going to hang up in my office because that's me in the morning before I have my coffee. Now I got to get these back in here. Hang on a sec, you guys. All right. Yeah, you can go on Temu, Mary, and get just a cheap one, a small cheap one to try it out. These ones, the bigger ones take longer. I've been working on this one for over a week. But I also use, like, I don't generally always use one placers. I've got like a 6-placer here that I use a lot. So in some of the areas like the black and that, where you got a lot of black, I use my multi-placer so you can place 6 at a time. Okay, let's get this off here. Get this back up. Oh, well, thank you. I've got, I think, oh my gosh, I've got so many in my book. I think I've done about maybe 30, but all different sizes. I've got a huge one behind me that is 2.5 feet by 3 feet. And that one took me like almost 2 months to do. Raspberry says she's done a lot. Like, to me, they're just relaxing. Like, I'll sit here and I'll do it while I'm listening to videos or, watching TV, whatever. I'll just sit here and do it. I'll bring it upstairs into my bedroom with me while I'm sitting there watching TV. I'll do it. I've got like a light board, and then under the light board, I've got like, those little tables you can get for like sitting up in bed and eating breakfast or whatever, those little table things. I got one that has like a beanbag on the back of it. So you can tilt it, and when you put it there, it stays, it doesn't slide. Raspberry says she's done that would be nice. I've never tried that yet, but I would love to get one of those done. But if you do really like them, Marianne, and you want to get quality ones, like I started off with just getting ones from Temu and Amazon, but then I found out that the artists weren't being paid. So now I either get them from Oraloa, which is here in Canada in Montreal, or Diamond Art Club. I'm not crazy about purchasing from Diamond Art Club because it's in the US and it costs me like, for the size I'm doing right now, the one of Jesus here would probably cost me like $120, $130. Whereas if they had this one in Canada, it would probably cost me like maybe 40. But because of the money exchange and the shipping from the US into Canada, it's very expensive. So I found a company in Canada, and it's the only one I have found so far in Canada. There's this one here, Diamond Painting Canada. They're not even in Canada, they're in Australia. So they're lying. They're not in Canada. So I'll never purchase from them again because now I don't trust them. So the only two I will continue now to purchase from is Diamond Art Club and Oraloa. And Oraloa is in Montreal, and I get it within like a day or two. So, and the shipping is cheap because I'm in Canada too. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. That's what this one is here, is the squares. I'd rather do squares too because it's not only more challenging, you get more detail with the square diamond paintings. Yeah, just try it out. Just buy like a really cheap one off of like AliExpress or Amazon, or like just make sure you get a small one to try it out. Okay, Nana, you take care. Go do what you got to do. Thank you for being here. I love you to the moon and back. Okay. There's another one here. Rozzy Berry says AliExpress, but see, like AliExpress and Temu and that, like if you really like it and you get into it after ordering, like just order one, and then order from a reputable place that the artist gets paid. I believe, like, I wouldn't, I'd be a little upset if I found out somebody was taking my work and making money off of it. You know what I mean? So I want to credit the artists. So that's why I will buy from like a reputable company. There's a lot of them in the US. There's Diamond Art Club, there's Diamond Dots, there's a few of them. Rozzy Berry says small ones, the pick will be distorted. It depends on what you get. If you just get like a little bird or something that takes up the whole canvas on a small one, it'll be half decent. The bigger the canvas, the more quality and the more detail you get. Yeah, they make prints from personal photos too. You got to send it off to the company, and then they make a diamond painting out of it for you. I've done quite a few little small ones, and they've come out pretty good. I could show you a bunch of them. I'll grab one that I can show you. This one here, oh, I gotta take this off, hang on. This one here was my very first ever diamond painting I did. And this one's a 20 by 30. And I mean, I think it turned out all right for just a tiny little one, right? So, I mean, get yourself one this size. It's not that big. Just to try it out, I think on AliExpress or Temu or something like that, you can pick up one of these for like $2, $3. Pick one up and try it out. And if you like it, then get better ones. And then you can get upgraded pens and waxes and putties and storage containers and stuff like that. But make sure you like it first. And the best way to try it is to try it out on something like this. And like I said, this was my very first ever one that I ever did. And I think it turned out pretty good. And it's only a 20 by 30. So there you go. Okay, let me get this off. And let me get this back up. I'm surprised they're not back yet. Don't mind me, you guys. I'm trying to get these all put away now. Oh, there we go. I haven't done one from a photo yet, but I would like to. Rosie says, use nail polish remover with acetone to remove the borders. I just paint the borders because I frame them anyway, so I usually cut them pretty close to the edge of the border anyway. So I just put like some white paint over top of it or some white washi or something because you don't see it once it's in the frame anyway. But I did a huge Christmas one this past year too for Christmas, and it's probably like 2 feet by 2 feet. It's huge. I'm actually surprised they're not back yet. The next one I do after this is going to be the one Kate Bell wants me to do for her. So I'll do that one next. Let me just go and check here because the music's still on this one. Raspberry says, I also do my own photos using just the plain grid paper. Ooh, that would be nice. I don't think I would attempt that because I'm just not that good at doing stuff like that. But okay, let me go see. Twitter. Let me go see on Twitter. Give me a second, guys. Shai says, I'm here listening. Big man roaming around, Dan director. Tell him to go have some extra lunch or something. Yeah, there's nothing on really up on Twitter. Marianne Welton says, Willow, what is this type of art called? If I order one, I don't know what it's called. It's called diamond art paintings. Diamond art paintings. Shai says, I told him I had cord. He never listens, right? There you go, Mary. It's called diamond art paintings. I don't know why they say paintings or diamond painting, something like that. Some of them call it diamond painting, but it because it's done with the little diamonds, and you get everything you need in your kit. Like when you buy a little kit, like the little one I showed you, Mary, with the two cardinals, I think it cost me like $4, and you get everything that you need to do that painting in that kit. You get a little pen, you get a little boat to put your diamonds in, so you can pick your diamonds out of it to put on your canvas. You get the pen, you get the wax, you get everything you need. Get yourself a magnifying glass. I had one. Make sure when you order a full drill. Yeah, make sure your canvas is a full drill. Well, it doesn't matter for her first one, just to try it to see if she likes it. I know I did that mistake with Diamond Art Club. I ordered a big diamond art painting, and I figured, okay, that'll last me a few months because I have to put myself on do not buy, right? I got like probably 60, 70 diamond paintings sitting in my stash. But and it was a huge one. And when I got it, it was only a partial. I was so mad because it was like 145, 150 bucks. It cost me Canadian with the exchange rate and the shipping. It's like 30 something dollars to ship it. And it was, yeah, it was a lot of money. And when I get it, it was only a partial. I was so mad, and they wouldn't let me return it. They don't take back international shipping. Oh, frig, it was, oh, I was mad. I was mad. But I figured that price, it'd take me a month or two to do. Oh, I was mad. So yeah. So once you do get, if you do like it, Mary, and you do want to get into it, make sure when you order your diamond paintings, make sure it says full canvas diamond painting and not a partial. Because then it's just like the diamond painting canvas may be huge, but it's only like a tiny little spot in the middle that you get to diamond paint. So make sure it's a full canvas. And I would start on round drills, because the square drills are, you got to be a lot, like, really precise with them. But the square drills give you a better finished product. They got more detail in them, more colors, more detail. Try it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, right? Okay, let me see what's going on with these idiots. I had to send this GE Force graphics card back, and it was like $300 and something. And I took it to Purelator Courier to send it back to Amazon because it wouldn't fit in my old computer. And I sent it back, and they said as soon as they receive it, I'll get my refund. Well, they received it like 5 days ago. I still don't have my refund. So I'm going to be calling them and flipping out on them. That's Amazon for you. You'll get your money returned when we receive the item. They received it 5 days ago. You also have leftover colors. I've had some where they forgot to send that color. Yeah, I keep all mine, except for from the cheap kits. I don't keep them. But all my leftover diamonds, I keep them, and I put them in storage containers. So if I ever do get a diamond painting and I run out of diamonds, or I happen to knock them off the table and lose a bunch of them, I can go into my stash from my saved diamonds from previous diamond paintings. There you go, Marianne. Yeah, you can get like even those magnifying glasses with the light in them that clip onto your table, and you just look through that to do it. If you still, but I would suggest getting a light board, but don't get all that stuff until you try it to see if you like it. See, I can't do it without my light board because I'm going blind. I'm telling you, I'm not going blind, but you know what I mean. Compared to my 20/20 vision I had when I was a kid, 61 years old, I need reading glasses now. But with the light board, I can see it clear. But what was happening was before I got the light board, that's when I had gotten the magnifying glass with the light built into it. And I just clip it on the side of my table, and I would look through that to see the letters and everything on my canvas. And then when I got hooked, that's when I bought myself a light board and started upgrading all my tools and everything. But do it a little by little. Don't get suckered into buying all kinds of stuff that you don't need. Raspberry says I use a ring light. Yeah, but at my age, at 61, my eyes are not as good as they were. And even with just a light, it wasn't helping. So I've had this light pad now for 2 years. Razzie says she doesn't find I got the Art Dot light pad, and I've had this light pad for over 2 years, and it still works as if it's brand new. So maybe you just got some really shitty ones, like they gave you a dud or something. I don't know. But that's where I buy mine, is from Art Dot. And like I said, this is I had bought one, but it was too small. I didn't realize it was different sizes. So I gave the smaller one to my mom, and I ordered the bigger one. And like I said, it's over 2 years old, and I think I paid like $24 for it. So $12 a year it's cost me so far. for this light board, and it's still working like it was brand new. Oh my God, you guys, I still got. And the worst part about this is I've got a onesie on, like, you know, those big fluffy jammies, and you zip them up. They got the feet in them. That's what I got on just to keep warm, because it's cold out. But and when I was eating my toast, it all went down the front of me, so it went down my shirt, and now it's down into my onesie, and it's like, thank God nobody can see me in here. I'm telling you, it's gone. Oh, I can feel it down in my legs and everything. So that's fun. As we're waiting for the jury to come back with sentencing. Yeah, give it a try, Mary. You know what? When my mom first seen it, and she's 70, well, she's going to be 75 in a few months. But when she first seen me doing it, I said, Mom, try it. I ain't doing that. I can't do that. She's got arthritis and everything. And a ring light, it's a round light that I've got one that I was using for when I was doing my lives and that, but it broke. It's just a light source, K-Mitch. And she absolutely not. I'm not doing one. And I gave her a small one to try. And she's been doing them now ever since, and she's 74. She'll be 75. And her eyes aren't good. And she's got arthritis. And there's little short, stubby pens that you can buy if you do like it, Mary, that are like bigger and rounder, so they're easier on your hand. They've got one with little like U-shaped things in it, so it sits in it rests in between your thumb and your first finger, and it's got a big, huge base on it, so you can use that. It's so your fingers aren't cramped together. There's all kinds of different tools. So you let me know, and I'll let you know what you should get. Razi says supposed to get freezing rain and high winds. Yeah, well, we're just getting this snowstorm now. We've got probably about at least 2.5 feet. And then we're supposed to, once the snow stops, freezing rain's supposed to come in with the winds. And then the city's going to have like a day to clean up, because then we got another huge storm coming in Saturday afternoon. That's going to go all afternoon, Saturday night into Sunday afternoon. So Sunday, when I'm here doing my mini reads for you guys, hopefully I got power. So I can just imagine the amount of snow we're going to have out there. Shai says, man, now the director took my work. Geesh. I do not want to hear any complaining. You're very welcome, Mary. You're very welcome, hon. I hope you enjoy doing it. Especially, like even if your power goes out, you know what I mean? This is something you could still do. You wouldn't have the light, but you would still have your magnifying glass. You could still do it. You know what I mean? Like it to me, it's when I get stressed out and everything, I do one of these. I take out my diamond painting and I start doing it. Or on days like this where you can't go out anywhere, like you're snowed in. Ah, you're not far from me then, Raspberry. I'm about 20 kilometers from the Quebec border along the St. Lawrence River. In the well, in between the St. Lawrence River and Ottawa. So you're not far from me. Upstate New York is like, when I'm down at my son's, he's in Cornwall. Or my daughter, she's in Lancaster. which is like, excuse me, right on the St. Lawrence River, both of them. And my daughter is like 3 miles from the Quebec border, right at the St. Lawrence River. If you got a good bat and ball, you could probably whack a ball across the St. Lawrence River into the United States. Yep, exactly. I am. I am so. I'm originally from Hamilton, Ontario, the other side of Toronto. You have family in Quebec? Quebec is like Quebec is a province, but Quebec City is like a good 5.5 hour drive from me. The Quebec border is like 20 minutes down the road from me, but Quebec City is like 4 or 5 hour drive from the Ontario Quebec border. Like Quebec's a pretty big province too. Like I know if you go from, say, the Ontario Quebec border, you drive all the way through the province of Quebec. The next province is New Brunswick. It takes about 12 hours, 10 hours maybe. So Quebec, like to go from West Quebec, the province of Quebec, from the west end of the province to the east end of the province, it's a good 9, 10 hour drive, I'd say. Around St. Anisette and Dundee. Yeah, I know exactly where that is. I used to go to Dundee all the time. All the time. St. Anisette, we used to go to the flea market. There's a good flea market there. I used to live back in the day when I first came to this area, I lived in River Burnett. That's right at the Ontario Quebec border inside Quebec. On the Quebec side, I lived in River Burnett. So we used to go to Dundee, we used to go to St. Anisette, we used to go to Dorion, we used to go to Desamore. I went all over Quebec, but I know exactly where those places are. Give me a sec, you guys. I got to turn up my heat a little bit. Check on Snowmageddon outside. My guy needs to come back and do my driveway again. It's filled in with snow again. Oh, oh. I gotta get some of these crumbs out of my. Also check with locals that do the online auctions. A lot of sellers for garden paintings. Yeah, I don't generally. Number one, oh, excuse me. Number one, I usually don't have time to start shopping around anymore because if I'm not online, there's other things that I still do. I've retired, but people just don't seem to understand that. So there are 2 cases right now that I have taken on to help with just doing up some motions and stuff like that, and going like doing interviews and stuff like that for them to pick up some of their workload, because they got a lot of people, for some reason, a lot of people are out sick. I got a cold too, so when I'm not online, I'm generally doing stuff like that and stuff around the house and doctor's appointments and whatnot. So I'm pretty busy. So that's why I just like going online, ordering it, and it comes to my door. I know there was one, there was this auction place in Kingston, Ontario, which is about, I don't know, 4 hours from here, 3 hours. And I got scammed, so I try and stay away from that stuff anymore. I can't believe that they're taking this long to decide. I can't. I hope we're not sitting here all day again for nothing. Okay, I'm going to just turn up the volume on this. Yeah, some people are, ugh. Okay, so I'm going to turn up the volume on this, guys. I'm going to go back outside and just do my stairs one more time. Hopefully this doesn't start while I'm out there. I turned up the heat in my house, so when I come back in, it's nice and warm in here. I gotta remember to mute myself. Okay, so I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna go outside for a few minutes, you guys, and get this pile of snow off my stairs again. It was coming down. It slowed down a little bit, but it was coming down so bad. It was like you had to go out every half hour. So let me go out and do that, and then I will be back. Hopefully this doesn't start until I come back.
The jury has a question. They've reduced it to writing. Question is it correct if we only use and sign one sheet per count? Signed by the foreperson dated today. Right, because there's two on the verdict form for each count. There's two options. So
We're gonna do that for because right here, this one, they do not find the aggravating factors. They can't pull this one. This one. They find the aggravating factors. Yeah. What was it? What was it?
what I'm going to say, if you look at page where I have my signature, where I had to sign the instructions. The very last sentence says, take the case, consider all the evidence fairly and impartially, complete one of the two forms. I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to say complete one of the two forms for each count.
That's good to me. Okay.
Sound good to you?
Be seated, court still in session.
Go make 2 copies. They need a copy of it. If you don't mind. I forgot to make y'all a copy. He's making it.
Go short.
I forgot to make you each a copy.
I'm fine.
He went to make it.
Maybe she's gonna want to see.
I don't need a notebook. Well, yeah, I do. I gotta put it in there. All right, we'll have to bring the jury in and I'll read them this supplemental instruction to answer the question. And I have to staple the actual handwritten question to the back of the. All right, we can bring the jury in.
Everyone stand, please. Maybe seated, thank you.
Okay, supplemental instruction number 1. Members of the jury, each instruction to you or response by the court to any request from the jury is required to be reduced to writing. You are not to place undue emphasis on this response. This instruction should carefully be considered along with all previous instructions in light of and in harmony with the others. Question 1, quote, is it correct if we only use and sign 1 sheet per count? Question mark, end quote. Signed for person 2/13/2000.
Okay, hang on, because it looks like the court cut it off. Hang on. I still got snow all over me, you guys. So give me a second here. I'm not muted. I just unmuted myself. Okay, give me a second. Let me try and find it here. Oh, he was answering a question from the jury. Okay. So they didn't come back with the verdict yet, right? Okay, hang on. Let me find out what's going on. Hang on a sec. Okay, I got one. Give me a second, you guys. I got one. Just give me a second. Let me share it. Okay, here we go.
Hear more from Judge Jim Goodwin once the jury is out of the courtroom there. We'll continue to watch and listen back in at this point.
All right. Ms. Boswell, in count one, the jury of your peers having set your punishment, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. In count two, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. In count three, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. We'll have to set this for sentencing hearing where we'll deal with merger, other issues, as well as sentencing in counts 4 through 20. Does she waive the 45 days, Mr. Scott?
She does.
Sentencing in this case for May the 8th.
Judge, that is not good for me. I have a murder trial in Carter County the very next month.
It's not good.
May the 16th.
I expect the Carter County murder trial. We've got 2 weeks blocked off.
May the 23rd.
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
Sentencing will be held May 23rd. Pre-sentence report needs to be filed no later than April the 15th.
Judge, you have May the 22nd. Says the 23rd.
I do.
We'll use that instead.
We can.
Thank you.
That good with the state?
Yes, Judge.
All right, May 22nd. We'll say at 1:30.
Yes.
At 1:30 p.m. Report by the Department of Corrections be filed no later than April the 15th. All right. Anything else we need to take up?
Nothing else for the state.
Mr. Horn?
Yes, Judge. I think from this point going forward, since Mr. Scott was primary counsel in this case, I would make an oral motion to be relieved as co-counsel on behalf of Megan Boswell
All right.
going forward.
You'll be relieved. You were appearing as co-counsel pro bono.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court thanks you for your service.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Court will be recessed till Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. for the next trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, there we see.
Oh, she got life with the possibility of parole. So she didn't get life without parole, you guys. She got life with the possibility of parole. So I don't know what the time frame the judge is going to set that she has to do before she can apply for parole, but she has been sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. And sorry about that, you guys. I had just come in the door and I just come over to check and I seen like all these things on my screen. It's like, oh no, I still have all my snow stuff on. I threw my gloves. I don't even know where they are. Anyway, I'm still full of snow. I got my coat on, I got my boots on, and I just started going to work trying to get this feed up for you or find a feed. So thank you for having a little bit of patience with me. Like I said, I was covered in snow. I still am. Anyway, I'm going to get off this now because now I've got a mess to clean up. I've dragged snow all through my house into my office here. And he was saying somewhere in her 60s earlier. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what comes out. All I heard is she was sentenced to a life sentence. It's with parole. We will hear whenever she comes back for the sentencing, how many years she's going to have to serve before she can apply for parole. So somebody may have heard something else. Like I said, all the feeds everywhere kept being cut for some reason. I guess they didn't want us YouTubers streaming it. But yeah, so I did my best to get the best possible feed, any feed really, that gave us the sentencing. So the jury came back with a life sentence with the possibility of parole. She will be coming back, I think they said the 16th of May. I think it's going to have to be before that because I heard one of the lawyers say they had a trial. Oh my God, my feet are soaked. So I'll find out when the next date is she's coming back, and we should know everything at that point. It may come out in the news before then. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on my community page, you guys. If I find out anything else, I'll post it there. But I want to also thank you guys for being here. My mods, thank you. They're coming back May 22nd, Shy? May 22nd for sentencing. At 1:30? Okay. Thank you, Shy. Thank you, Brittany. So we'll cover that. We will cover that. And we'll see what else is put out there in the news. And as long as it's not the fake news stuff, you know what I mean? But thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching this with me. I appreciate each and every one of you, your super chats, everything. Thank you. My mods for being here and keeping things on track. And all of you, thank you. We are a family here. Safe place for everybody, no matter, which side of the fence you're on. I love a good debate. I love open discussion as long as it's done respectfully. So you are always welcome here. Just please don't be rude to anybody in chat. Don't be rude to me, please. I'm not rude to you, but I can get nasty. The old me sleeping, not dead. Because I do have a mean streak in me, believe me. Dealing with criminals for 30 years, believe me. I've had to deal with my share of them. But it's just a safe place, and that's what I want for all of you guys. So I thank you for being here. Sunday, live right here, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern for mini reads. If you want your very own mini read, come and see us 1 p.m. Sunday. Every Sunday we have them 1 p.m. Eastern. So until then, we're going to sign off. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.